I'm actually outside Venkat, so if mine drops out, do not think otherwise, okay?
Oh, is it? Okay. Actually, I'm planning to take it. This is an important session, whatever. So I'm going to discuss now. So it's a RAML thing. So
Oh, okay.
actually, it's everybody there.
I
It's
still
better
see
actually.
only no one joined, only I think Dharma and me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, in your team, two more people there, right?
Yeah, Ram is actually a resource manager,
Okay.
so I'm not sure whether he would join or not.
Okay, let's wait for some time. So people are not joining, so we'll see. We'll record the session, we'll share them, or else we'll take the decision. Okay, we'll wait for 3-4 minutes. Let's see. Guys, can you please respond? Otherwise, it's it's kind of a interactive session actually. If you keep quiet, I'm not getting actually your understanding or else where we are. So that's what the problem actually. Can you please respond whenever I was asking question and all? If your question,
I
you
can
can
hear
raise
you,
the
Venkat.
voice. Yeah, yeah, fine, then fine. Please respond as it's not, it should be interactive session actually. So
I
if
can
you
hear you.
keep on, we should follow up. Otherwise, even I can't able to go ahead next level because if you get it, then I will go next level. If you can't get it now, so even so, if I explain also, there is no issue, right? Okay. So anyway, so today I'm planning to go discuss this RAML session. This is an important one, guys. Whenever you're implementing mule services, so this RAML is an important session. So that's what I'm planning to discuss today. Okay, she left again. Okay, anyway, so recording is happening. Okay, so here in this RAML session, so what we are going to discuss, so what is meant by RAML, so what was the purpose of the RAML, so why in MuleSoft that much of important to RAML purpose, then so what was the advantages of the RAML, so then in which language we can implement the RAML session, so that kind of things we will discuss it. So here the main purpose of the RAML is so to validate the things, guys. So the use case is if you see now I'm trying to create I'm trying to get some payload from the source, right? So this is nothing but a payload. So in that payload I have a 10 fields. Okay, this payload contains 10 fields. So when I hit a request from the source, that will hit to the middleware. Okay. After getting the middleware, so what we'll do? So we'll do some validations, operations like filtering. So whatever the middleware donkey kind of will do, then we'll hit to the target system. So like SFDC means Salesforce, or else PeopleSoft, or else some other NetSuite, so kind of thing. Whatever it's a target system, we'll try to hit, guys. So here, so where RAML come into the picture. So if you see here, we are getting the payload from the GUI portal, or else whatever the payload it is, like Salesforce Lightning, or else whatever the Salesforce GUI it is, we are getting that payload. Okay, after getting the payload, suppose think like this, we are using JSON format because people will prefer JSON only because it's a lightweight, right? Compared to XML, it's a lightweight. People will prefer JSON format only always. We are getting a JSON format. It should be like this, guys. So keys and values should be there. So then in that each and every key, so within double quote should be there. So closing and opening float backend. So that is nothing but a JSON format. So after getting 10 fields, so from this payload, okay, it will hit to the RAML. Okay, after hitting to the middleware, so before that we'll keep it a RAML. So means we'll keep it a RAML thing. So in the RAML, what we'll do, so we can validate it, guys. So we can validate the fields. Suppose while taking the requirement, so business requirements, so the people will tell like this. So out of out of 10 fields, so 5 fields should be mandatory. Okay, 5 fields should be mandatory. So that is nothing but a man field. The remaining 5 fields, remaining fragments. So there is nothing but optional. If data will come or not, so just we'll ignore it actually. If data will come in that field, we'll take it. After that, or else we'll ignore it actually. In the 5 fields also, if you see in the out of 5 fields mandatory, so first 2 fields is nothing but a string. Okay. So next third field is nothing but an array. So fourth field is nothing, something else like integer. So then fifth field is nothing but some boolean kind of thing. You see here each and every field is different types we are expecting. So from the middleware guy, from the payload, from the GUI, we are expecting. So the different types of format, each and every field, whatever the 5 fields are mandatory, each and every field is different format we are expecting. Okay. So this GUI guy should send these 5 fields like this actually. So whatever we are expecting, while business requirements, right? Business requirements time. So we'll take the requirement accordingly. We have to implement the RAML guys. If you implement RAML properly after taking the business requirement, you have 30% of work done guys. So because in the RAML we have to clearly mention the requirement. So what are the requests you are getting? Okay, in that request, so what is the format of the request? What fields you are expecting from the request? What are the mandatory fields you are expecting? What are the optional fields that we are expecting? So that thing is there from the request. Even response also will restrict guys. How will it restrict the response? After hitting the source system, right? After hitting the target system, right? So we'll get the response, right? Even the response also will restrict. So like status code, if it is a 200, then we'll get a status message. Then whatever the like we are trying to insert opportunity, we'll get a opportunity unique ID. Like that, whatever the fields we are expecting, that we can restrict even the response also. So these two things we can restrict in the RAML itself. First one is we can validate input fields, whatever the fields we are getting from the payload, you can validate it. Similarly, we can validate the response also, means validate request and as well as response also. Is it clear? That is one thing guys, that is the first advantage of the RAML. Second advantage is so generally if you see like WSDL file, right? If you are implementing SO, so then suppose we are trying to expose as a web service to external people, mean outside, what we'll do, we'll share the WSDL guys. If you see the WSDL, so what it contains, so it contains operations. Okay, next one is you can say services also, service. Next one is something like how was we are expecting input fields also there guys in starting level. So if input fields, similarly what type of parameter we are expecting, minimum occurrence is what, maximum occurrence is what. So these type of things we can keep it in the pistol, right? Once you've done that, once you publish your application, means soap URL, soap application, then what we'll do, so we have to share the WSDL to the consumer, whoever consuming our services, we have to share to the WSDL. Okay, so then, so based on this WSDL, whoever consuming our services, so we can call it as a client. So this client, so based on the WSDL, he will generate the Java code guys, according based on the command prompt. He will generate stubborn skeleton, we can say, or else it's a Java code, he can generate it. Okay, so here what we are sharing to the client, we are sharing this WSDL. That WSDL contains whole information. So no need to talk with us, because everything there itself in the WSDL itself. What operation we are going to expose it, that operation, how many parameters it was expecting, in the parameter also what type of parameter it is. So like this, all these things we are giving into the WSDL file. If we share the WSDL file, based on this you can implement, so client will implement. So this kind of, it's a documentation guys, right? So you can say it's a documentation, because based on that he is implementing everything, so no need to talk with us. So he, based on the WSDL, everything with him, then he can implement it. So here also, if you see our RAML thing also, if you see the RAML, first advantage is we can validate the things, right? Input and output can validate it. Second thing is we'll share the RAML documentation also. We can share the RAML console URL. Okay, RAML console URL. So based on the RAML console URL, okay, so we can share the documentation. So based on this RAML console, whoever consuming our services, so they can implement their services. How it is? So we'll clearly tell that what are the parameters we are expecting, right? So what are the console URL, right? So we are expecting query parameters or else URI parameters, whole things we can mention in the RAML console URL. So if you hit that, it will give the documentation. So there's two purpose we are using a RAML. So one is validation, second one is a console URL. So then how to implement this type of RAML? So Anypoint Studio means these MuleSoft people provide separate editor for this RAML purpose. So for this, so we need to register yourself, guys. I will share the link so you can register yourself. So it's a free only 1 month trial version. So I just hitting in the chart window. So can you please sign up for this? So then we'll get a editor in that this. Okay, I just ping in the chart, guys. Just can you please sign up it? So once you sign up, so then we'll get like this. Once it will ask the username and password. So once you log in successfully, we'll get a API manager here. In the API manager, we'll get like this, guys, window. Okay, we'll get like this window. So here's options are there: API manager, runtime manager, exchange, access management, and data gateway. As of now, we'll concentrate on API manager only. So here we are going to discuss about how to create a APIs, right? So this for creating APIs, first we have to concentrate on the RAM. So the RAML they provided, these people provided RAML editor, or else we can implement directly in the Postman this Anypoint Studio also. So either way you can do it. What was the advantage compared to this compared to that Anypoint Studio? So here they will give the a clear editor, while implementing time they will give the suggestions and all. So they will give it, guys. Hello, guys, can you hear me? Guys, actually my power gone and came once again. So if any time it's happened like this, can you wait for 2-3 minutes? Again, I have a backup, it will come automatically. I will connect 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now, right?
Yeah, now I can hear you,
Yeah,
Venkat.
just because suddenly power gone.
Okay.
Can you see my screen also, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So Dharma, until now, do you have any questions? What was the purpose of the RAML? So where we have to implement? I will show you this. First we have to register this. So sign up for this. So, any questions?
No, Venkat. No.
Okay, fine, very good. So next one is once you register yourself, so then we get like this, guys. So here your name will get it. So here API administration will come. So we have to add a new API here. So here they will provide the editor and all. So it will ask like this: once you register successfully, if you create an organization, we are going to create an organization. So for yourself, so you will get a add new API here. Click that add new API. So it will come like this window. One pop-up will come here. So I'm just giving demo API 3. I'm giving. Okay. Next one is we have to give version also, guys. 1.0 is my version. So the next one is these two are optional fields. No need to enter it. If you want to keep it something, you can keep it API endpoint and description. What was the purpose of this? So I'm just clicking the add. Okay, now so it got added, guys. Observe here, once you added that demo API 3, so that is nothing but my RAML thing. So here editor is there. Anytime you can edit it. Demo API 3. If you want to edit it, edit symbol is came here. If you want to edit version also, we can edit it. So next one is here three things will come, guys. One is API definition, API footer, and API status. So first we'll work on this API definition. Here only we have to do everything. Once this is done, in future, if you are exposing outside that endpoint URL, we have to talk this thing and the status and all. So suppose you have to give some authentication thing, policies and all. We have to configure here actually endpoint and all. So first we'll discuss about this define API, manage API design here. Here we have to create it. Okay, I just click it a API designer button. So then we'll get like this window. If you see here, this is API.raml. So by default it will come like this. API.raml extension is raml. Will get it. So next here by default whatever you are giving that title, right? So it will take so that API name it will come as a title. If you want to change, you can change it. So next one is version is nothing but a 1.0. So next one is raml. So raml is there is a latest one is 1.0 also came, but we are still using 0.8 only. Okay, so that is the thing. If you click enter, see guys, in the bottom we are giving the editor was giving suggestions also. You can select it, you can keep enter it actually whatever you want information. So you want it, so base your parameters. If you want to keep it, base your parameter like that. Whenever you're typing, right? So if you click control space also, it will get the suggestions. Okay, so this is the way we have to add it. But in this raml, what are the things will contain? So in the raml, so there are different parts are there in the raml. First part is in the raml, first part is uh, enter the root, guys. First part is enter the root. Enter the root means I will show you for written one. Discard it. Once you're done, you will get edit in API designer. We can edit it also anytime. So here, if you see here, first part in raml is enter the root, guys. In that enter the root, what are the things will get it? One is title will get it. Next one is version will get it. Next one is protocol. What type of protocol you are using? Next one is base URI. Until base URI and then version, media type. All these things will come under root, guys. So that is a first part in the RAML. Okay. Whenever you are going to create a RAML, so we have to keep it. So first root things in the root. First one is RAML 1.0 that will automatically come, or else 0.8. So next one is title. So whatever the title you want to give it, your application, your API, so then you can keep it API. So next one is protocols. What type of protocols you are using? Either it's a HTTP or it's a HTTPS. We have to tell that. So next one, it is optional field, guys. You can keep it or else no issue. So next one is base URI. So base URI means what is the URI parameter we are going to use for this application in your local, right? Or else while exposing outside, that time we'll get a public IP or else domain name and all get it, right? That time you can update it. So as of now, you can keep it a local host. You can keep it a local host and then API slash version. Version is should be dynamic. Whatever the version you are updating, right? So now we are adding a V1, right? That will hold V1 here. So tomorrow you are giving V2 version 2, right? So some changes coming second phase come. So then we are doing some other operations on same YAML. So then that time we'll keep it as a V2. Then that V2 automatically come into the URI itself, right? So for the purpose of the base URI here, so we have to prepare a base URI. So next one is media type. So what media type it was expecting, right? So either a request or else response, what type of data it was expecting. So that is nothing but a application JSON we can keep it. So we saw that several media types. So here application JSON is nothing but a media type here. So that is the first part, guys. Whenever you are writing the YAML, right? So first we have to concentrate on the root. In the root, so we have to keep it a version of the YAML, then version of your service. Next one is base URI is what, and then title of your application. These are all things we have to keep it in under the root level. Okay, so that is the first step. Second step is enter the resource, guys. Enter the resource. What resource you are giving for your application means what is the name of your in the URL, right? So you have to give a context path or base path kind of thing, what it is. So that is nothing but a here FOS means it was talking about so the resource of your URI. Okay, so in the resource, we can give like this, guys. We can give whatever meaningful and naming convention of your service. You can give it a slash with that slash, whatever it is, either users or else authors, books. Based on your requirement, we have to give proper meaningful naming convention thing. You have to keep it as a resource. So that is a second thing, guys. So third thing is enter methods. So these are all step by step you have to enter. First you have to give the roots, second level the resource. Third thing is, observe here, guys, third thing is you have to give it as a anyway, so methods, yeah, so third thing is methods actually. So here we have to give either it's a post method or else get method kind of thing. What is the difference between post method and get method thing? So you people are aware on that. So get is for fetching the information from the server or else target system, and then post you are hitting some information to the target system or else server, and then put is for updating existing information we are trying to update it. So that time we'll go for put. Okay, like delete. So delete is for deleting purpose. So these are the majorly frequently people are using these operations. Here I was using two operations. One is get operation, another one is post operation, guys. In the get operation, right, we have to so many things are there in the YAML. So you can clearly, because I told you, right, so the purpose of the YAML is two things. One is for documentation purpose, other one is so the validation purpose, right? So we are going to expose this to client, right? So that's why we are sharing the YAML console, right? That's why you have to give clear message actually. So here we are using a get method. What was purpose of that? So you can keep it as a documentation actually. There is a tag called documentation. These are all built-in tag, guys. Documentation, query parameters, then the body, so description. These are all things. Responses. So here I just give it as a description. List all posts matching query criteria if provided. Otherwise, list of all posts. You're getting. I just give it as a description name for get. So get a method. So we are trying to get list of FOS application, FOS. We are trying to get all the list of FOS. Okay, next one is here query parameter. So query parameter. Next one is query parameter. So see this. These are methods for enter methods. We can give it all these things. Either it's a get or post or put based on your requirement. After that, fourth step is we have to enter URI parameters, guys. So in the YAML itself, fourth step is enter URI parameters. URI parameters, or else you can say next one is query parameters also. In this case I'm giving a query parameters here. Observe here, so here is the query parameters tag we have in the YAML itself. So then you have to type that query parameters here. What are the query parameters you are giving? So first one is name, another one is owner name. So two query parameters we are giving. First one is name, so next one is query owner name. So that too, what type of thing it is? It is a string. Okay, so there is a name and owner name. These two are query parameters for this method actually. How we'll pass that? In the URL itself we have to pass it. We discussed already what is meant by query parameter, what is meant by URI parameter and all. Okay, so next one is response. So once you are hitting this, you are hitting FOS slash you are passing two query parameters, nothing but name and owner name. So whenever you hit it, right, whenever you hit this, so we'll get a response. You get a responses, right? So if we get a 200 response, the output should be in the form of application slash JSON, guys. So if we get a 200 response, the application output means the server response should be in the form of application slash JSON. If you get a 400 from the target system or a server, application should be, the response should be, the body of the response should be application slash JSON. Either one, right? Either we are getting an error with 400 status code, or else either we are getting a success, output should be, the response should be in the form of application slash JSON, guys. Okay, hope you are clear. So that is the first requirement. So here I'm trying to get the FOS. So in that, so we are trying to fetch the list of FOS. So in this, I written a get method here. So in this, we are giving a proper description of that. What was the purpose of that? So next one is we are entering the query parameters here. There is a name and owner name. So two query parameters we are passing. So means here we are preparing a query. We are preparing a URI actually, means URL. So once you hit that target system, right, based on this URL, we'll get the response. Like if we are getting a 200 response, we are giving the application JSON as an output, as a body. So if we are getting a 400, right, so bad request, even the bad request you are getting also, so we are giving application JSON as a output, guys. Okay, so that is about get the request. Similarly, what was the post request? If you see below one, so see this, that is under, if you see hierarchy, see guys, it should be straight to equal of this get actually. I just keep it a post here. Post means you are trying to hit some data to the target system or else server. Okay, so here similarly I mentioned there's a description of that. So next one is body should be in the application of JSON if you are passing any body, because here if you observe in the above thing, we're not passing any body, right? We are passing query parameters because we're not passing any body here because it's a get method. Here is a post method. So if it is a post method, we can send it as a body, right? If we get the response here, so I just written as a 201, then body also whenever we'll get the response, so then we are returning 201, right? So then application slash JSON should be the response. So this is a basic YAML creation. So I just create a one get method, similarly one post method, guys. So when we take user, so you will get the list of FOS. So when I hit a through post method, means method post method, so then he will get accordingly whatever he is written, create a new, means we are trying to new FOA. So these are getting list of FOS. These are creating of new FO. So the response should be in the form of JSON. Will get it. So any questions on this as of now?
No.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So next one is, once you've done that, so see here guys, so this anypoint studio, anypoint manager itself, means API manager itself. So they gave a facility, to test, to mock your service, guys, to mock your service, is that working or not? So mocking, you people are aware, I guess, mocking means what? Mocking means will test with test data, guys. If you suppose we are trying to hit the database, right? So until now database guy doesn't provide any data. What we'll do, we can't stop, guys, we can't stop our work. we have to go up with some markup data. We can say like that, right? So we can say we will go our development based on that markup data, based on that markup sample. So here also same thing actually. So we can mocking our service actually means it is working or not properly. What we are expecting. So is that working or not? We can test it. If you observe here, whenever you click mocking on, so mocking on and off there, initially mocking off is there. Whatever you are passing base URI, that is there. Whenever you are click some mocking on, right? So if you see here, there is a new base URI got created, existing base URI got commented. Understood guys? So here new base URI got added, existing base URI got commented. So then you can see here, here we can test it actually how it was working or not. So we can mock up that service. So here there is a symbol will come guys in the AnyPoint manager itself. Click that symbol, get like this. So here is the, observe here, whatever you are passing that resource, right, it was displaying like this /FOOS. We are passing the resource name like that. So next one is we are exposing two services guys. One is post, means we are trying to create a new post, means new FOS, and then we are getting the list of existing FOS. That is the two services we are going to we are going to publish to the client. Okay. So here first one is post. If you click a post, observe here. So in the bottom, so we are not passing any query parameter guys. Observe here, nothing we are passing in this. Just we are passing a body as application/JSON. Then we are hitting. We should get 201 as a status code. In this, I'm not passing anything here. Just try it. Here option will get it. Click try it. So here is the option. I'm not passing any data. You can pass here actually. The body it was expecting. If you want pass, you can pass it. The version is V1. So next one is I'm trying to hit it guys without passing any data. So try to observe here. We are getting the response here. So next one is a request URL guys. If you share this to the client, right, he can easily understand what was the URL we are getting, what was the query parameter we are getting, what was that. So if you share this YAML console, he can able to understand actually. So next one is once success got response, request got success, then we'll get the response with the status code 201 guys. Why it is coming 201? Observe here. So whenever hit the request as a post request, so we should get a 201, right? We should, if it is nothing but 200 plus is always positive only, right? 200 to 201 and then 202 something like that, right? So that is a success only. So here I got the success response 201, but with empty response. I'm not passing any data, right? That's why. So we are getting an empty response. So see this, I'm not getting any response. RAML had no response information for application/JSON because we are not passing any, we are not giving any example data. So that's why we are getting like this, but success, that request got success guys. Similarly here we'll test for get method also. We can see here I'm trying to click get method, get a request. Observe here guys, I just try to hit the try it. In this try it, so we are getting two parameters here, right? Two query parameters. One is name, another one is owner name. If you see here, if you see in the get method, right, get request, right, so there's two query parameters, name and owner name. So here also, so that was coming here. So name and owner name, we didn't keep any required parameter guys. We'll see later. Next we'll create one more YAML, then we'll see, we'll keep it all required things. So we'll see how it will display. As of now it's all are optional. So the next one is here name and then owner name guys. You can keep it any name here, so there is no restriction. Mule 123. I just give it, I just hit the request. Observe here what response we should get. We should get 200, right? Success response. So if you get 200 response, what type of output we'll get? It's nothing but application/JSON. This is nothing but application/JSON guys. It is in the form of JSON only, but we are not passing any example here also. That's why we're getting it. So like this response from the default response from the YAML. So that is the thing happened here. So this is the use of mocking service. We can test your service, is the service is working or not, right? Once everything is working, so then we have to create a project through RAML, Is it clear, guys? If you are clear, I will show you the next level, how to create a project through RAML. Any questions as of now?
Venkat, how do we define base URI? Can you
Yeah, sure.
again
Actually, here,
explain
yeah,
base URI?
yeah, actually, I just remove this. You have to keep it a local host here. Local host. Okay. Actually, how it was the difference between our base URI and that. So what happened whenever you will click a mock service? So this guy is deployed somewhere else this YAML. You understood? So where he is deploying? So somewhere else he is deploying. He is exposing as a uh, URL, right? So he's creating whole thing in the internally. So then once you deployed this, right, you will get this. I will show you in local also. I will deploy. Whenever you will deploy, this will get it actually. YAML console will get it. So internally what happened, this guy, anypoint manager, API manager, so he will take this YAML, he deployed into somewhere else. Once deployed successfully, he will give some URL, right, for testing. So that URL he is adding. Let's try to hit it. What will get on the browser? Nothing is getting. Nothing is getting. But he can say cannot get mocks. But here is getting, but in URL it's not working. But if you see here, right side he is giving clearly. API is behind firewall, something like that. He is giving. If you see in our local also, if you deploy your application, this will come actually. This is nothing but a YAML console actually. So this is the thing we are going to share the client. I told about YAML documentation, right? So on the purpose of the YAML, I will say that is the thing actually. We have to share the YAML documentation, YAML console. You will get to know what are the things we have to pass it like that. So this is the internal, guys. This is not we are doing anything. So there's that anypoint manager, anypoints API manager guy. So he is doing something. He's internally deploying somewhere else. He's trying to expose that whatever you written, right? Whatever you written, right? This he was taking. He was deploying to somewhere else. He is giving the output. Are you getting? I will show you. I will create a project based on this YAML. I will show you. You will get more idea on that. I will just stop the mock on service. I'm trying to create a new project based on the YAML. Previously we are not using any YAML while creating a project. Let's see. Now I'm going to create a new project with YAML, kit. So here is the bottom is the option YAML demo session. YAML session. So here is the option, guys. Add API kit component. Previously we just ignore it, all the options, right? So I just select the add API kits. In this, there is an option is there, guys. If you click it, two options we are getting. Either you want to get from Anypoint Studio or else from browse files. We are getting two options. Suppose first we'll see the Anypoint platform, after that we'll see the browse files. I just click it as a Anypoint platform. Right? So it will ask the credentials. If you already logged in, right? See, login expires after 30 days. If you can increase this one, I guess. So okay, so it was asking credentials. Where is the credentials? I'm trying to log in, guys, in this because understood here, right? So we are trying to connect to the API manager. We are trying to fetch that APIs, whatever you created. Okay, is it clear? So it was fetching the information from the YAML. So see here, observe here. This is our API. I just selected. and then okay, click OK. So next, click next, next, then finish, guys. Observe here. Now observe here, project structure got changed. Actually means change means project structure same, some extra content it was adding. What was that? In the SRC main API, some content came. Whatever you return that API, right? The API coming here. Same thing we written there, right? So next one is examples, guys. As of now I am not using, but I kept it as example, one example. So next one is here. If you see here in app, so it was generating default flows also. I'm not writing anything, so by default it was generating default flows. So default flows. So this is the API kit router. So the functionality of API kit router, it will take the request, it will route accordingly. So suppose in my case, I have a two services. One is create instant, another one is update instant, another one is delete instant. We are trying to create instant, right? Cases we are trying to create it. So we have a three resources. Create instant is one thing, and then update instant is one thing. We can add it here, guys. So then delete instant, three instant. Who will take care to route it? Our API kit router will take care. It will route the things. That is the use of this API kit here. I'm not doing anything, so this will create the basic flows also. This is the API kit console, and then below it was creating the flow also, guys. See here, this is our get flow, this is our post flow. Means in our API, so two things are there, right? One is get, another one is post, right? Two things are there. So let me deploy my application. What it will display? Run as mule application. Okay, it's got deployed. Observe here, guys. Previously this type of console we are not getting, right? In earlier whatever, whenever you deployed the things. Let me try to open in browser these things. We'll get somewhere else that console URL, guys. So we have to copy paste that console URL from here in the server logs itself. Copy this, then open into browser. So see this, guys, 127.0.0.1 is nothing but your local host. 808081 is your port number. Next one is console. If you observe here, this is your resource, right? Whatever you added in the resource, right? So mean source, right? So that is coming here. Under the source, you added two things. One is get thing, another one is post thing. If you observe here, same thing it was displaying here, right? So whatever, whenever you did mock service, same thing you are getting, right? Here also same thing. If we share this URL to your consumer, whoever trying to your consumer, you can easily understand actually. So if you click post, what you are expecting, it is clearly telling actually. It was expecting body, then it's no parameter it was expecting. I'm just clicking it. Observe here, we are getting it 201, right? So this is the API URL also, means console URL also will get, guys. This is a console URL, you can say, right? Request URL http 127.0.1.8081 API/FOS, right? So this is nothing but a URL, request URL. Based on this, he can able to understand actually. So is there any query parameter are there, is there any URL parameter is there, how we are expecting input, how we are displaying output. These are all things you can share. Once you share this, you can able to understand actually. Similarly get, actually if you see get, we are passing two parameters, two query parameters also. We'll 1 2 3 I'm passing here. Now see the whatever. Now see the URL, request URL. How it is request URL? HTTP 127.0.0.1. So then 8081 API FOO, then question mark. Whatever we are passing query parameter, right? So it was adding here name and then owner name. Is it clear? So if we share this to the client, like WSDL, guys, whenever you share the WSDL file, right? just earlier we discussed about the WSDL thing, right? If you share the WSDL, so client will can able to generate their client code, right? So then he can able to understand based on WSDL what are the operations available, services, input fields and all. Similarly, if you see this, so user can consumer can easily understand. Consumer means developer guys, whoever you are doing that consumer implementation, he can able to understand. Second, he can able to write the code, so he can pass the data like this. So we are testing using console, right? So generally that end-to-end authentication, right? End-to-end integration, they will hit the query like this actually. Whenever they will hit, so now we are in a local host, right? So whenever you are going to live, so that time you have to keep it a either domain name or else public IP, right? If you give a public IP, so outside people also trying to hit it. Means that consumer he can able to pass the query like this, right? So we are exposing a REST calls, guys. This RAML is exclusively for REST. If it is a SOAP, we are giving WSDL, right? If it is a REST, we are giving this RAML. So he's means REST is based on the URL, right? He's trying to hit us based on this request URL. We'll get the request accordingly. We have to respond. So guys, clear? So do we have any questions as of now?
Oh, we are good. Venkat.
Okay, thanks guys. So people are not there, right? So today we'll wind up the session. So because it's an important session, people should listen, other people also. So tomorrow we'll see another one. So here we didn't handle any mandatory fields and all. So tomorrow one more RAML will create it. In that we'll clearly see how we'll handle the authentication thing, how we'll handle that basic authentication, and as well as required parameters, how we'll handle, how we'll add the schema thing. I will give the examples and all. We'll see. Okay, now. Okay.
Can you show us with the query parameters tomorrow, giving some data?
Yes, sure. Yeah, with the data I will show you. Now today I just give 200 status code only. There is no data, right? So tomorrow we'll give sample examples also. I mean example data we'll give it. Whenever we hit it, we'll get the data also. Okay.
Okay, okay, Venkat.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Okay,
So I'm going
thank
to
you.
wind up the session today. So tomorrow we'll connect.
Okay, bye.
Bye.